In this video, I want to talk about the cutting edge you have as a small business owner in the trades field. Something that's completely unrealized and something that you might be feeling is I'm a small fish in a huge ass ocean. A pond or a lake is way too small for the magnitude of what it feels like. You're looking at these guys that are bringing in multiple millions per year, and how can you compete with that? And that's just the thing. They're massive companies. Something you're not. It's a negative that we feel through initial insecurity and lack of business experience. But something that is such a strength that will actually land you far more jobs than they will ever be able to land. These big fish, these massive companies, it's such a machine to run. It is the most egregious overhead that you could even imagine. I mean, their overhead is more than you make in a year. And that's not demeaning. It's insane, is what it is. And it's something that we don't have, which is incredible. And I'll tell you why. I myself am the COO of a small construction company. I overlook all the operations, all field and office work, ensuring, everything from A to Z is buttoned up, going well, profits are well, and I'm also the lead estimator. Recently, not so much. Thankfully, we brought in an estimator, and that's helped freed up a little bit more of my focus. But besides the point, we're small. We have an office in the back yard. It's it's technically a shed that we've thrown some computers in and make work. And it keeps our overhead really low. We don't need anything fancy. Our warehouses, and I'll say warehouses to our customers, but they're just storage units. It keeps costs down. The reason I'm telling you this is because we bring home between 2 to 3 million in revenue each year. In the last 2 years, 1.5 to 1.7 million of that has been due to my estimating skills, as well as the project management and oversight for billings that I administer. And it's kept the company quite profitable. I'm able to bid these projects with handsome profits. Usually between 40 to 60% profit margins. We're not talking about 20 to 30%. 40 to 60, which is huge. The reason I'm able to do that, and the reason we're able to get these jobs, keep the books filled, and stay handsomely profitable, is because we're small. We are the small fish in the ocean. We compete against sharks, maybe not the whales. Okay, that's an international scale. We're national. But we're like a piranha going toe to toe with sharks, so to speak. Where we have the cutting edge and where you have the cutting edge is with no overhead. What do you have? Maybe rent, maybe a mortgage, maybe a truck, maybe 1 to 3 guys, maybe more. but the overhead is minuscule. You're not paying for these egregious prices. The guys that we compete against have to cover that overhead, have to make sure that it is constantly fed. They have 5 estimators and 2 secretaries and who knows how many project managers. It's insane. We're 5 guys type thing, right? And that's incredible. The shift is we bid the same jobs that they bid. And that's the transfer. That's the key. That is where we have the cutting edge. We're not scraping our teeth with all of the residential. And you can be very successful in residential. But when we broaden our strokes and start bidding the same projects on new construction builds, maybe as a subcontractor under a GC, a general contractor, or maybe you end up being the general contractor for some state work, you're bidding against other companies that now 8 times out of 10 have a much, much, much higher overhead than you. In all of my experience, money talks. And it's as simple as that. You might think, oh gosh, I don't know. I haven't done this before. Am I qualified enough? If you feel confident that you can put down quality work and you can stand behind your work, then yes, you are qualified. Even if you don't, learn and get here today. This is where you're going to have the cutting edge to make the profit that never seemed possible before. So with this is how you're going to be able to put in your estimates 40 to 60% profits. Because the reality is, you put in a job, let's say you are on Building Connected or whatever it may be, and you decide to bid this job as, gosh, let's say, in my experience, the waterproofer, okay? And we waterproof this new apartment building. And it's a $250,000 job. And FYI, I just put in a bid that was $500,000 the other week. But $250,000 job. You're going to be able to come in much lower than anybody else, giving you that sharp advantage. So the likelihood of everyone going with you is way, way, way more. In this industry, the low bid speaks the most. Money talks. And with your low numbers, you're going to be that guy. Your eyes are going to be on you. And they're going to want to work with you. And so as long as you bid it well to make sure that you're covered, which I'll go over in my next video, you have an explosive opportunity to gain the jobs that only seemed impossible until today. The next guy is going to be $350,000, $400,000. Realistically, we've been $100,000 to $200,000 less than the next guy more than once. And although that can feel scary because you're like, oh shit, did I just make the company go bankrupt? No, you probably didn't. And in our cases, we didn't. We were covered. And in a 6-week period, we were able to walk away with $80,000 net profit after all costs, after all overhead, after everything was paid. That was what was pocketed in a 6 to 8 week period. When you put yourself into these positions with these projects, that is where the growth is going to come. That is where the money that you need, that you seek, that you deserve is. And to learn how to acquire these projects is what I teach. It's a part of what I do. I go through your individual business, one-on-one calls, and we will go together looking through opportunities, who to talk to, how to acquire their information, and go from there to start getting on these lists. And it may seem big or scary or overwhelming at first. We don't want to underbid, all that stuff. I do. I do every single day. And that's what I help my clients with. And if it's something that interests you, then I invite you to set up a call with me and we can chat and see if it's a good fit and see if I can help you and help you scale the business to where it deserves to be. Till then, thanks for watching. See ya.